Okay, time to talk about Future Card Buddyfight, episode 17. I'm understanding you're trying to start something show, but you really gotta actually start it.
This isn't how you do it.
I guess we should just start with what happens.
So it starts off with Doai once again punching a wall.
Or ceiling now, I guess.
Just trying to get through. Galcor goes like, I'm too old for this, and gives up.
Got it. Big dragon, less energy than random guy.
Yeah.
Just, as you do.
Yeah, so then the VP shows up and is like, Genma, I know we interrupted you down here, but how would you like to fight in the final tournament? In the last fight, and it's like, how are they going to pass off him for either Lasagna or Gao? It's like, yeah, no one's gonna notice that just suddenly Genma shows up and is in the final match.
And then, she pulls out the dark case thing and smacks Doi in the face with it.
Yeah, even though she said she wanted to hit Genma, and then she proceeds to say, hey, you're gonna use it anyway. It's like, why didn't you just smack Genma with it then?
It does bring up the question, why didn't she just use it on Genma? Like, make him under the control of the deck case and have him go in there and fight. It's really all there is to it. I mean, you don't even need to do that much. Clearly you caught Doi by surprise without much effort.
She's really bad at this.
I agree. I don't even know what she's using.
What is her plan?
She just flies down there, punches him in the face with the deck case, and then bam, evil.
It turns into a cyborg, gets a cape and everything.
Yeah, I don't even know how it formed the cape. I'm just going to assume magic buddy skill.
Yeah, his buddy skill is cape forming.
Yeah, obviously.
So then it cuts to Gao's house, and they're having a house party.
Yeah, I guess the house party, they're just kind of all there. Asmodee's getting ridden around, mentioning how he needs a day job, which only makes me ask the question, don't you already have one? Isn't that how you were introduced to the show?
Yeah, by your day job?
And if it wasn't a job, what were you doing on TV?
But at least we can all agree that Gao's mama is legit.
My old mama is so legit, Holmes. Yeah, he sounded weird. In this whole episode, he sounded weird.
Yeah. Did they change voice actors? No,
it's definitely him. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, Gao and Baku are fighting over some takoyaki, like always.
Yeah, for reasons. They end up Gao, I should say, accidentally ends up throwing the takoyaki up in the air, and his mom, being badass ninja that she is, grabs it all and puts it back on the bowl.
Yep, like a boss.
Telling them that if they heat this up, neither of them get any.
Yep.
And they're like, everyone's all impressed.
And then Kiri is an insensitive prick after...
Hey, who's this guy in the picture that's next to these flowers and this fancy little cloth piece that's set up to be like a, altar to, a memorial, I guess would be the bad word for it. For, loved ones who are passed away or gone. Turns out it's his brother.
His name was like Yoda, right?
Yota. Which we already knew from episode 1 that was most likely the case, because who the freaking else would it be? But 17 episodes later, we finally got a name, I guess.
And he's not with us anymore.
Yep. Which I know they want to say dead, but then it occurs to me, Dungeon World is going to be revealed soon. The information about them involves monsters for one, and then people we know, characters from the show, which makes us think that at some point they're going to go to Dungeon World to do whatever.
Adventure!
Which makes me think maybe that's exactly where he is. Because when people are dead, they're never actually dead in these kind of shows. They're just missing.
Yep.
They're always just missing. So anyway, after that's mentioned, he's like, oh, sorry about that. And then he tries to place it back on the thing, but he clearly misses. Because he's not looking. So he's like, puts it on the edge and it just falls over.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break it.
I don't even know how that happened. And I'm like, you show too know how that happened. You weren't looking and you dropped it.
Even like Asmodai and Tetsuya call him out on it. And also, this episode made me realize, why is Tetsuya slowly becoming my favorite?
Well, you see, when you don't have the best character in the show anymore, due to the fact that, I guess too much character development that now he's the only person. And when the other person that people like is never around, like only shows up every 6 episodes,
you latch onto the next.
You gotta latch on to somebody, and it's not gonna be Gao. Even though I will admit Gao is actually not too bad in this episode for once.
Feel dirty.
But yeah, I won't turn on any extra attention on having Asmodai in the show. But anyway, so they're all talking about how awkward Kiri is. They notice some rumbling on the ceiling. It turns out Akatsuki has been there holding on to plungers the whole time.
He is the worst ninja ever.
Yep, and he falls on the table. It's a good thing they moved those dumplings out of the way, otherwise he'd been skewered by the sticks.
Oh, that would have been painful. Covered in takoyaki sauce and...
I'm covered in sauce and I got sticks in my back. Why won't somebody help me? But he's fine. And they're just kind of talking about friendship and courage.
Yeah, and he wanted to come and thank them for looking for him when he was missing. And he was like, I want to be friends.
Yeah.
And once again, Drum has a lobotomized face.
Yeah, he has his face where he just looks like he doesn't know what's going on. And then he just says, who wants to try some pudding?
Yeah.
So, after they try to be friendly and he's like, smiley face, Lasagna shows up.
And has to ruin everyone's fun.
By being just a tight-ass prick for no real reason.
Yeah, who shoved a katana up this guy's ass?
It's like literally for no reason, just shows up and grabs his brother by the ear and lifts him in the air.
Yeah, ow. You wonder he's not ripping his ear off. So then they're like, "Oh, why don't you?"
What's your deal, boy?
Yeah,
why
what's
don't
your
you
deal?
Come in or something.
Yeah, enjoy some time. And Lamphead, Kuguru is like, "Yeah, stop being an asshole," and thus his female fear kicks off again.
Or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
It would be more interesting if it weren't for the fact that he's a prick.
Yeah.
All the time.
He's the kind of person you want to rub tits in the face of so that he passes out in fear.
Huh. That's a weird way to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, so then Lasagna's all like, I'm gonna trash talk you, I'm gonna beat you in 2 turns.
And Bug's like, it's impossible to beat someone in 1 turn. To which I say, you mean like how Gao did to Ruga in episode 6?
It's like, yeah, Katana in the World is one of the only worlds that can't do that, but still, Baku, shut the fuck up.
It's like, you were there. You saw Gao beat Ruga in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry about
it's like,
kids crying.
yeah, there's a kid crying in the background. Don't pay attention to it. Anyway, but it's like, whatever. 2 turns, that's what he's saying. Saying he could beat him 2 turns without even trying. Whatever. Don't care. It's Lasagna.
Drum's like, you want to tussle?
We know he's not going to do it because he set off all the defeat flags.
Yep.
Super cocky, can beat you in 2 turns, don't have chance, I'm not your rival. You.
I have to get stronger so that I can face Genma.
Yeah, like setting up every flag. Oh, spoilers. He doesn't lose, but he does lose.
We'll explain more.
Yeah, we'll explain as it goes, but yeah, he, for all intents and purposes, lost. But due to the things that happened at the end of the episode, he didn't lose face.
Yeah. So then,
Even though I really wish he did, because he's a prick.
Yeah, he needed a good ass whooping. So it cuts to the next day, and Gao wants to go searching for Genma. But everyone's outside his house just waiting for him.
Yep.
Creepily waiting.
I completely forgot about how the mom was listening to this conversation with a weird look on her face, because it turns out it was important to this episode.
I had so much trouble keeping up with this episode because of how much it jumps
around.
around.
Yeah, that is a thing that happens a lot. This episode, it feels like there's 5 different plot points happening at once.
I got writer's cramp.
Yeah,
I literally wrote 3 pages of notes.
It's like, what, we got looking for those guys, the dark core thing being put in the doe eye, the finals happening.
The
People
mom.
the mom talking about the things that happened fast with the
Genma
Yota, and the Seifukai in general. Freaking them looking for Genma and Doi. I assume they're looking for Doi. They never mention him.
And then Lasagna needing to be taught a lesson.
Like,
there are so many things going on in this episode.
There are so many plot points happening, and don't worry, only one of them even gets resolved. Or even expanded upon, I should even say, because everything else is just kind of mentioned, just so they have material for later. Instead of, choosing one, so we can build on it. We got all these other things, Leota knowing what the Sun fighters are, freaking the tournament that's still going on, the dark core being used to make Doi evil.
It's like
it is a mess.
This episode was a hot mess.
Yeah, it wasn't wretched or terrible, but it was hard to keep track of everything that happened as it happened because.
Dear God. Oh my God. So yeah,
the definition of not knowing where he wants to go. But yeah, so as he's about to leave, everyone else is waiting for him.
They're like, we want to help too. And then Jin and Noai show up and we're like, we want to help too. And we're like, why? And it turns out Baku called Jin again.
Yeah, called Jin to say, we're all looking for these missing people, so you don't have to worry about missing your match. Even though I don't even know why they would bother. At least I don't know why No Eyes would bother.
Yeah. Even got his buddy out for this. And the mom's watching again. She goes back into her room and picks up the picture, and we kind of have an almost touching moment where she's talking about how she didn't want Gao to get into Buddyfight because she was afraid he wouldn't be able to handle it or whatnot. Because it turns out that the older brother played Buddyfight too and was really into it.
Yep, and she also had a card behind that picture too, probably the buddy. What would it belong to? Well, even though Dragon would probably make sense, it probably either this legend world we heard about from the trailers, or it is the dungeon world to set up hopefully a plot.
Yeah.
Which we don't have still by the end of this episode.
But enough of that touching moment, it's time for the final match!
Yeah, it's like, oh man, you're actually almost making me feel an emotion. Well, enough of that, time to go to the tournament. Yeah, where they're about to fight. Zanya brings up the 2-turn thing again, but Kiri's telling Akatsuki about what they're planning on doing. So it's like, okay. Except for Zanya's a prick and won't even listen.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And Gao's like, we should be rivals, and Lasagna's just like, no.
Like, no.
I don't even want to, talk about this, Gao. Go home. And,
it's dumb.
Gao also says, I really started liking this game once I became rivals with Tasku.
Tasku.
The best player in the world.
Specifically when he became rivals with him. If it were rivals with anyone else, he would not have given a crap. That yellow-haired guy.
What was his name again?
Screw it, doesn't matter. Point is, it's like, that's a weird tidbit to even mention. It's like, you could have just said something like, having rivals makes the game interesting because it makes you have somebody you want to always try to be better than.
Yep.
But now he just has to say, ever since I, became a Gary Stu and became the guy who beat the best player in the world, I've been loving this game ever since.
Of course you love this game, Gao. You always win.
Yeah.
You're like Yugi from first season.
Except for Yugi lost in episode 2 to Pegasus. Well,
yeah.
Technically he lost. He didn't lose. It's just the timer ran out. He didn't beat him under the time limit.
Yeah.
So he lost his grandpa's soul. It's dark when I say it like that.
Yeah. So, Jin and the crew are looking for, Genma, and they're like, we can't find him. And Gen's like, well, time to go home.
Oh, and I give up. And then
Lady Suzuha and her giant floating house appears.
Her floating house, for God's sake. Just appears out of nowhere. And I have to say out of nowhere because unless you bug them like put little translators on to know what they're talking about at all times, which would be creepy.
Yeah.
Why would she be here? Like, if she was looking for Gao, as they explain later, Mary Sue can track down buddies. She could have easily found out where Gao was. In fact, why is she not there looking after him at the tournament, watching him fight on? I'll tell you why. Because if they did that, there would be no way for them to actually figure out where Genma and Doi are.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
These writers.
Plot convenience playhouse,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's also really awkward.
Yeah, she doesn't
Like
know how
her,
to... Like, her assistant had to tell her how to use a metaphor.
Well, yeah, she doesn't know how to say words, and I mean doesn't have to say words in the sense that everything she says just feels like it shouldn't be said. Yeah, doesn't know how to put her metaphors in correctly. She really sucks at smack talking, but she keeps trying to do it. And I'm like, please stop posting.
Yeah.
So Akatsuki back at the tournament is still trying to make Zanya listen. And he's like, I will hear none of this. I'm going to beat this guy. Impact, blah, blah, blah. Cut back to them under the ground, where I have to say, what? I don't even know why this is in an underground cave. Yes, we learn. Good night.
Good night.
Later that this is all automated. Well, at least there's doors that are automated in it.
Yeah.
But you can clearly tell by all these stalagmites and stalactites in the cave that this is not a man-made cave.
It is a naturally formed cave underneath the school with at least 100-foot tall ceilings. At least that's what it looks like. Yeah. And then we thought, how is this safe for the school? And Lady Suzuha admits, my family was instrumental in the construction of this school. It's like, why did your family build it on top of such an unsafe site?
Yeah, it is. I know this is a big nitpick for us, but it's like, it's only a big nitpick because why is it even here? It's so unnecessary to have it like this, since they're basically walking in a straight line during the whole time anyway. It could just easily have been a underground basement.
Yeah.
Or something. Or a dungeon. It didn't have to be a cave underground.
Why a cave? Why a cave? Did you just have unused cave backgrounds you wanted to use?
Probably the case.
And then, also, it's like...
And also, don't say that the whole place might have been worked on or whatever to make it safe, because there's no support beams anywhere in here. There's just...
Cave.
It's just caves and rock formations.
Not to mention that if this cave is as tall as it looks, Doi and Genma both probably fell up to
200 feet.
To 200 feet. Because if they wanted to actually be safe with this cave underneath, there'd have to be at least 100 feet of rock.
There'd be a lot of rock between the actual cave and the above ground. Otherwise, there's no way after a big storm hit this would support itself. Alright, enough of the nitpick.
It's just so dumb.
It is really dumb when you think about it, because, again, it didn't have to be like this. It could have just been a basement. It did not have to be a cave at all. There was no reason for it to be a cave. Anyway, so, Genma's getting beat up by Doi for a while, and then Genma's like, I guess that's enough of that. I'm going to have to punch the sense back into you. Because Genma's kind of awesome like that, I guess.
Yeah. And then Vice VP is like, oh, hey, intruders, better have Cyborg Doi go out and get them.
I'm going to go too.
Leave Genma alone. And, Osmodai trying to break the wall. Not even 100 demons could get through this wall.
Through this 12-inch thick wall. Because we do find out, because it opens up, that it's not like an actual solid rock.
Demons in their dimension must be weak.
Apparently, I know they are, because the 72 pillars physically are weaker than the wizards, even.
You know it's bad when you're weaker than a squishy wizard.
Well, even with that being said, Asmodai has the same power as most of the bigger wizards. So you think he could get through this, but no, apparently not.
No, the best part is, Asmodai is weaker than a bunch of middle schoolers.
That's true, too, because when you think about it, Genma freaking punched craters into those walls. Asmodai can't even make the wall budge.
He's trying, guys. So then Doi rushes in on his scooty boat.
Yeah, and
It's Scooty Puff Jr. And
he's evil. But enough of him being evil. Back to the fight. Gao summoned a bunch of monsters in one turn because you can actually do that in this game, and decides, I'm gonna get rid of Shiden. But oh wait, Shuriken, the right hand Shuriken is activated, which makes Baku say, "Oh man, I can't believe I forgot to tell Gao that Katana World had spells like this."
Yeah, I forgot to
My
tell
bad.
Gao about the main mechanic of Katana World.
Doing over your opponent for attacking. It's fine.
They're really good at counters. I maybe should have told him this before he went into, I don't know, the final battle with one of the best players in the school.
Thank you, Baku, for your brain trust.
It's almost like the cheater booth is pointless.
They're worse than Gao. He may as well just be doing this alone.
Yeah. And then Gao actually realizes what Lasagna's impact is after little ninja bro tries to bitch out at Lasagna again, saying, "Stop being such an idiot."
It's true. He even says, I thought you had me there. He thought I wouldn't catch on to your plan. Because when because he's in a position where he doesn't feel, where the cheater box thinks that he shouldn't take any more damage. And he takes it anyway. And he bitches him out. It's like, yeah, they were right. You are just lucky. So he basically admits that it is the Moonfang.
Way to give away what your impact is.
It's like, it also doesn't beat him in 2 turns. Anya sucks.
I'm just gonna tell you that this trap card is right here and what it is.
He may as well have, because he had no reason to say it otherwise. Anyway, back to the other... God, this thing skips a lot.
Oh my god, it's like every 10 seconds.
Back to the other plot. Doa's trying to run them over.
Yeah.
He's about to run over Suzuha because I guess he got tripped?
Yeah.
While she's flying?
No, he body slammed her.
Did he? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It went by so fast.
I didn't even notice that. But anyway, long story short, as she's trying to run away because she's getting attacked again, Gao's mom comes in and just knocks him right the freak off of his floating car. He doesn't even know what it is.
It's Scooty Puff Jr.
But yeah, just grabs him right off and takes him to the ground, and then starts slapping the crap out of him.
And it's just like, this is the best thing. It literally breaks the cyborg parts off of his face.
Yeah, I'll even show you this to you guys. Just look at that. Just right off his face. It's amazing. He's like, stop it.
Just slap out of it.
And Suzuha is like turned on by this, I guess.
So then
talk about girl power or something like that.
Yeah, she says that.
So Vice President decides to give up on the plans.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what is their plan. I don't even know what their plan is. Anyway, long story short, because of this
Gao must impact her eye.
Yeah, because of the fight that's going on, he found out what the plan is, and he didn't use the spell. Because we're back to that again. Again, they don't choose a plot point for very long.
Every 10 seconds.
Gao knocks him down to 4, and is about ready to finish this game off. But then he's like, wait, I wonder what spell he has. He declared it a shooting star because I already hit him with my weapon. So he's either Star Crusher or Moonfang.
Not that he totally gave it away.
Yeah, for not bearing in mind that last turn he already caught onto the idea that he clearly had Star Crusher under there. And if he didn't even, why did he even bother attacking with a weapon if he was this afraid? There wasn't even a point.
Oh my god! It's like, Gao, you already know! So then, it cuts again to Gao's mom finding Genma.
Yep, of course, this is after I bet you thought something. Long story short, he's gonna use the impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, then his mom finds Genma. I guess she can operate the doors.
Gao's mom is just awesome. She's legit, yo.
Yes. Thank you, Tetsuya. So they figured that out. Then we cut to Shido. Yes, I decided to use his name because he's become so lax about everything. He just doesn't even care anymore.
He's turned into a mudkip.
But then all of a sudden he notices some rumbling. And then, bam, boom, zoom, the floor freaking shoots out underneath where the trap door is.
Which brings up something. If they could climb up the shaft that they fell down, why didn't they do that in the first place?
What she means to say is, it brings up the question, why did they just do this earlier if they could have done this the whole time? Because I assume nothing has changed about, the trapdoor being a trapdoor, unless the Vice President was stupid enough to just leave it open for no reason.
And even then, Genma punches it out!
Punches the top layer out.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like either the Vice President is stupid and forgot to lock the top again. Somehow, the gal's mom knew how to operate it with nothing. Or again decided now is the time for me to act and punched the thing open, implying he could have just done it whatever, and just chose not to do it. Which begs the question, why would he just not do it?
Why didn't they just, exit the way they came in?
Or that. But whatever, it's fine. He abducts the president, or is about to punch him in the face, unless he gets his deck back. Vice President says, here's your deck back. Not in the dark case or anything, it's just there.
Yep.
So I guess she just gave up completely, just like Shido.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And he summons his dragon. Yes, spoilers. And by spoilers, I mean if you watch the previews, it's not much of a spoiler. He has the Ancient World Dual Seeger dude. Because if the silhouette when he blows into the stadium, because right as he's about to use the impact, and Zanya knows he's been called out about what his impact is, and knows he can't stop it, he blows in, and you see a silhouette of a dragon that, looks like Dual Seeger. And if that's not even enough, the previews literally just showed nothing but Dual Seeger.
Hey guys, it's Dual Seeker. Dual Seeker's his buddy. He's gonna use Dual Seeker, guys!
But anyway, so he's using his buddy skill because apparently most people's buddy skills allow them to fly somehow, which really just means that Tosca's buddy skill sucks. It's like all the other people got wings or cool discs that let them fly around, and he's got Hermes shoes.
Little green fart clouds.
So even Doizing, while not as convenient as the others, is at least something that can be used as a weapon. He can ram into things with it.
Yeah, and the
other was
Noboru's is a shield.
Yeah, the other has a shield. Suzuha and Genma have ones that are on their back, which gives them more balance when they fly. It's pulling their torsos around rather than boosting their feet like Iron Man. Because you remember, even Iron Man has thrusters in his hands too, to give him some proportion in his movement when he's flying around. Tasku just has his feet to fly, and so he's getting rocketed around. I'm amazed he has the balance to stay like that, because what should be happening, he says, on his feet is they should be boosting him around in a circle.
He should just be trailing behind his feet.
That's off this crazy thing.
Whoa, mama!
But yeah, so Genma shows up, and it's like, I cannot allow this match to go on. I guess he has the power to do that.
He apparently has the power to call off tournaments.
Apparently so does the president, because he also says that instead of having the final match end, we'll just have a fight with each other, and then winner fights, I guess Zanya and Gao?
Yeah.
I don't even know how they determine who's going to fight him first. It's like, because we don't have an official winner at the end, because again, he didn't finish him off, even though we know Gao was going to win anyway.
It makes no sense, and it's also like, where are the principals of this school?
Yeah,
shouldn't they be mad that Genma has ruined the roof to their stadium?
Yeah, it's like they don't even talk.
They're not even there.
It's just the dumbest stuff, and I don't know why it even is.
And why did Genma agree to fight 3 people when he could have just said, you know what, the president kidnapped me for over a week?
He was trying to, and then she was trying to save his butt, and then it wasn't like, no, imprison me, without being a bastard.
He just agrees to it.
Oh my god.
I agree with Jin. I'm going to need therapy after this.
Yeah, Jin does say that. So yeah, Gao says, alright, I guess I can wait. So he just calls off his attack. I guess it ends in a draw or something, because otherwise Gao forfeited the match.
Gao's first loss when he would have won.
Yeah, if that even counts. It's hard to even tell. I don't know what's going to happen now, because now it's becoming King of the Hill. Not King, yeah, King of the Hill.
Space is warp and time is bendable.
Yeah, because now it's the goal is to beat Genma now. Because Shido was going to fight him, going to probably lose, probably really fast. And then Zanya or Gao is going to fight probably Zanya, because Zanya's got to lose to him again. And then Gao's going to beat him. Because Gao always beats everybody. Otherwise, I don't know how they're going to get a winner for this. You don't even know why they couldn't just let them finish their match and just have Gao fight the previous champion. They couldn't even follow through on their cup. Card game-based shows, sports shows, game-based shows in general have one job. Make a tournament arc and see it through to the end.
The only one I've ever seen where the tournament arc got interrupted and it was effective was Naruto. And even then I was disappointed.
Even then, that one didn't matter who actually won at the end. It just mattered how resourceful they were.
Yeah.
It's like, so that I even had an excuse of why it didn't end, because even then, we still saw people get Chunin rank or Jonin rank. This one, it's like there's no actual prize to this. It's just winner gets to have the title.
They get to be camp champ.
Camp champ. So it's like, why'd you even do it? Why do you even do it at all if you're just going to interrupt it? For nothing, really, because the tournament's still going, but it's not going anymore. Because now it's beat Genma instead of just finishing the damn tournament off. You literally better move away from finishing it.
All he had to do was announce the card's name and he would have won.
It's Joey all over again, but with Joey they had an excuse because he was getting burned to death by Raw's power. Joey has an excuse. About to get killed by Raw. It's an excuse. He passed out, lost consciousness because he got burned by lava. A big sun god,
Was in a coma.
Yeah, fell into a coma afterwards because he couldn't finish calling the attack. Even though we knew he was going to attack because he said attack, but didn't give a target. Gao, he doesn't want it. That's all there is to it.
And he even says, I guess we'll never know.
Asshole.
And even Lasagna's just like, but you would have won.
You were going to win.
Why?
Whatever. So it ends. The preview for the next episode is only Dual Seeker. That's almost everything you see is just Dual Seeker. I wonder who the guy is, but whatever. Opinions of the episode.
This is the third worst episode in the series.
I'm not willing to say it was that terrible, but I am willing to say that it was a freaking mess. It had potential out the butt. It had so many plot points that it wanted to, start up. But here's the thing. Some of these should have probably been brought up earlier. Like Genma's getting out and doing this challenge thing before the match actually started. So they could have their little intermission match before the actual final fight started. Or how about, addressing the Yoda thing a few episodes ago and have more communication with the Seifukai about him being involved with them at some point. About them knowing his mom.
About the whole entire Dark Core thing.
Yeah, all this time, all this stuff in this could have been spread out with like I think Elliot said, even 4 episodes.
This was the final fight of your tournament arc, and you spent over.
It's not anymore because now it's like the 4th to final fight.
I hated this episode so much. I know me saying it's the third worst probably isn't actually that justified, but to me, I hated this episode. This was so badly put together.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's the third worst just because there was something there.
Yeah, there was something there.
Like, there was something they wanted to finally do, but they just didn't do it right.
I think that's what has me so mad, is that there was potential to do such good, and it was completely wasted.
I could agree with that. It's like, guys, you had so much you wanted to do at once. If you just made the whole thing a two-parter,
Yeah.
you would have had room to do it. Even if you didn't make some things show up earlier in the series. Just have it a two-part series or a three-part series. Heck, that's what they would have done in Vanguard. The final match would have not been a one-episode thing. It wasn't even the whole episode, because remember, the first 6-7 minutes, even 10 minutes, was just devoted to setting up the episode with Doai and Genma in the thing, and them eating at the house party. I mean, all that was not devoted to the fight. And then even when the fight started, it was still split between going to find Genma and Doai and having the tournament. They had their final match basically take up about 6 to 10 minutes on screen. At best 10 minutes. I wouldn't even say that many minutes. And it didn't even get resolved because freaking Gao gave up, I guess. I can agree that it's a bad episode, but it had its heart in the right place. It just didn't do it right.
Didn't follow through.
Yeah. So I guess that's our opinions on episode 17. Legs.
I feel a lack of closure. Even though I've ranted my heart out about this episode, I still feel disgusted.
Well, you know. Next time it's Legion Mate 8. Vanguard, episode 171.
It took me 5 seconds to realize what the heck you were saying. What's Legion Mate?
Legion Mate. Just words.
Let's go seek that mate.
After that, I guess we'll probably go to more card stuff. Maybe talk about more things.